My family didn't just treat me like a disappointment. They stole my identity and stacked debt in my name while smiling at dinner. For years, I quietly paid their bills anyway. The day I stopped, my mom called crying, "What did you do?" And I finally told her everything. For 8 years, my family thought I had a boring government job and a boring life. I drove a 10-year-old Honda. I lived in a small Arlington apartment. I let them pity smile at me like I was a sad hobby they had to keep. What they didn't know was I was a senior partner at a capital firm in DC. I managed more money than my parents could picture. I just didn't advertise it because I'd seen what money turns families into. Also, I was testing them. I wanted to know if they'd ever respect me without it. They never did. My older sister married a surgeon and treated life like a photo shoot. My mom would shove her Instagram in my face and say, "This is what success looks like." My brother hit it big at a startup and suddenly became a finance guy. At one dinner, he explained compound interest to me like I was 12. I nodded and said, "Wow, that's crazy," while he smirked. Meanwhile, I was quietly keeping the whole family afloat. I covered my parents' mortgage through an LLC. I paid taxes, insurance, warranty repairs, and vacations they thought they'd won. When my dad's business nearly collapsed, a mystery investor saved it. When my mom wanted a new showroom, an anonymous donor wrote the check. I kept waiting for one question about me. I never got it. In 2022, something in me snapped. I gathered every transfer and every payment into one neat file. Then I hired a forensic accountant and told him, "Show me the truth." 6 weeks later, he did. My parents had opened credit cards in my name. My brother had pulled a business loan on my credit. My sister had forged documents to stick me on her house. Over $1 million of fraud, hiding behind my social security number. I froze my credit. I hired a lawyer. I moved my money where they couldn't reach it. Then I waited, because I wanted to see what they'd say when they thought I couldn't hear them. That moment came at my niece's birthday party. My sister threw a ridiculous winter wonderland in her backyard. I showed up in my Honda, carrying a wrapped toy like any normal aunt. Later, I was stacking plates in the kitchen when I heard my parents in the next room. "I worry about her," my mom said. "No husband, no career." Dad chuckled. "And she never helps. She just shows up." I put the plates down. I walked out. I sat in my car and stared forward until my hands stopped shaking. Then I went home and started cutting every single wire. 72 hours after the last payment stopped, my mom called. "Rebecca?" Her voice was thin and panicked. Then she blurted, "The mortgage bounced." Next, she hissed, "The bank says the LLC is gone." After that, she whispered, "What did you do?" I leaned back. "I'm not sure what you mean." She snapped, "Don't play dumb." I waited. Then I said, "Fine, I know everything." Then I spoke slowly, like reading a verdict. "Every month, I paid your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, your free vacations." Then I added, "I'm not broke." Next, I said, "I'm a senior partner." After that, the line went dead quiet. She finally breathed, "Why would you hide this?" "Because I wanted to be your daughter," I said, "not your ATM." Then I said, "Now here's the part you don't like." Next, I told her about the audit. After that, I named the accounts they opened. Then I said, "You stole my identity." She cried, "We were going to tell you." I said, "Sure." Then I drew the line. "You confess and clear my name." Next, I warned, "Or my lawyer presses charges." After that, my help stayed gone, permanently. My dad texted me that I was selfish and dead to him. My sister showed up crying, but she wasn't apologizing, she was negotiating. My brother suddenly had expenses and couldn't help our parents the way I had. Funny how that works. They folded fast once my lawyer got involved. Signed affidavits showed up, admitting the fraud and releasing me from liability. Their expensive lives started collapsing without my hidden money under it. And I didn't rush in to catch them. I didn't yell or gloat. I just let consequences do the talking. 6 months later, I stopped hiding. I traded the Honda. I moved somewhere with a view. I started living like someone who didn't have to beg for basic respect. That last text from my dad said, "You're selfish and dead to me." I replied, "Okay," and I've never felt more free.